Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, commercial customers across Grand Bahama are seeing a little extra relief on their July electricity bills. Grand Bahama Power Company says more than 98% of commercial and general service customers are receiving a one-time credit as it completes the rollout of its equity rate adjustment. Jelana Thompson-Everest has the details in tonight's top story.
Business owner in Grand Bahama, it's time to take a closer look at your July electricity bill. Grand Bahama Power Company says more than 98% of its commercial and general service customers are receiving a one-time credit following the rollout of its new equity rate adjustment.
What the equity rate adjustment does for our businesses, such as commercials and general service large, is it reduces the cents per kilowatt hour charge for those consumers. The equity rate adjustment also factors in a adjusted fuel rate, where customers may have seen a 19 cents per kilowatt hour charge. There's now a sliding fuel rate charge as aligned with the other utilities across the Bahamas.
The revised rate structure also means residential customers will pay a $0 base rate on their first 200 kilowatt hours of electricity. Mulling says businesses should also begin seeing lower monthly bills under the new adjustment. However, she cautions that overall savings will still depend on how much electricity customers use.
You need to use the same amount of kilowatt hours or consumption as you would have used the prior month before.
The chief operating officer says another major benefit for businesses is the elimination of the KVA charge. As a result, commercial customers are expected to save at least $47. She adds that the reduction in the base rate from 20 cents to 14.5 cents per kilowatt hour will provide even greater savings on monthly electricity bills.
Under the new model, it's a actualized KVA charge rating, which means that the peak they use is what they will actually be charged for.
The rate changes are part of Grand Bahama Power Company's ongoing alignment with the national energy policy and broader energy sector reforms. The COO is also encouraging residents to sign up for the My Meter portal, which allows customers to monitor their daily electricity consumption and better manage their energy usage. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jelana Thompson-Everest.
Meantime, the Grand Bahama Power Company is providing an update on streetlight repairs across the island. According to the company's press statement, GBPC says they will continue to repair damaged and inoperative streetlights as resources permit. They claim reports of outages received from residents and stakeholders are assessed and repairs are scheduled and completed based on operational capacity and priority. GBPC also notes that its partnership with developers including Bahamian Services, Lusco, Devco, and others supports the installation, maintenance, and repair of streetlights in areas identified by those developers. The company says it remains committed to working collaboratively with the development partners and stakeholders to improve lighting throughout the community. Now, residents are encouraged to contact the 24-hour call center at 352-8411 to report streetlight outages to GBPC so they can be assessed and addressed as public safety priorities allow. Switching gears now, the Minister of Transport, the Honorable Leon Lundy, in his first official visit to Grand Bahama, spent the past 2 days meeting with staff to assess various departments under his portfolio. Today, he paid a courtesy call on the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, to discuss how they would tread the way forward for matters related to the island with direct effect on his ministry.
Been here for 2 days now, and I've been seeing the different departments that's under my remit, and that's the road traffic department, also the post office and the port department and the Met office. And I just came to see the staff, to see how they feel, and just to have a feel of everything that's going on.
Minister Lundy says another major focus of his visit is to promote his ministry's road safety campaign following recent traffic fatalities within Grand Bahama and around the Bahamas.
Most definitely, we just rolled out our road safety campaign, and we came here to spread the word around Grand Bahama. We just recently had a fatality, and I want to give my condolences to the family in that regard. But definitely, we want to make sure that everybody throughout the Bahamas is paying attention to road safety, our road safety campaign.
Well, some good news tonight. Police in New Providence had issued a missing persons bulletin for 31-year-old Renique Burrows of number 28 on Bristol Street in Grand Bahama. Tonight, Grand Bahama resident Renique Burrows is safe and in good health, according to family members. Once again, Renique Burrows is safe and sound. Strengthening communication between residents and their elected officials was the focus in Central and South Abaco, where Member of Parliament Bradley Fox hosted a community town hall meeting while introducing a new community center. The initiative gave residents an opportunity to voice their concerns, ask questions, and discuss issues affecting their communities. Shalia Roll was there and filed the details in this report.
Residents of Central and South Abaco were given the opportunity to have their voices heard as Member of Parliament Bradley Fox hosted a community town hall meeting at the official introduction of his new community center. The meeting brought together residents from across the constituency to discuss issues affecting their communities while providing a direct line of communication between the public and their parliamentary representative.
We provided a platform and a space for residents, constituents to raise concerns, to ask questions, to address anything that we wouldn't have gotten to already. We've been here on the ground trying to be as responsive and accessible as possible.
According to the Central and South Abaco MP, understanding the needs of the community is essential to effective representation. He says hearing directly from residents allow him to identify the most pressing issues and determine where intervention and government support are needed.
We would have introduced people to our front-facing staff here at the Outreach Center. We want to get people used to coming in, setting an appointment, getting a callback schedule.
The MP says he plans to host similar town hall meetings on a regular basis, stressing that community engagement and transparency remain key priorities as he continues to advocate for the people of Central and South Abaco. Here are some concerns that residents brought to the MP's attention.
Mr. Roll here wanted, some travel cost addressed. He made a really good point about, Bahamas Air being subsidized and are still having to pay what he, considers very high costs for, seniors to travel. Another young lady wanted to, find out what happened or what's going to happen with speed bumps through her corner. Someone else needs to, figure out what's happening with our health center. And we were able to provide all those answers for those people based on conversations that we would have already had with the various ministries.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
And still to come.
Crowds turned out for the opening night of the Gombe Summer Festival at Taino Beach. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Protect your business today with Build to Bounce Back, a one-day resilient workshop on Wednesday, July 22nd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Pelican Bay Hotel. Register today at events.gbpa.com. Limited seating available.
Save More Drug. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your #1 team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The sights, sounds, and flavors of Bahamian culture are back at Tino Beach as the Gombe Summer Festival returns for another exciting season. Tourism officials led by the Minister of Tourism and the Minister for Grand Bahama joining residents and visitors for the opening week of festivities, celebrating a festival that continues to showcase the best of the Bahamas. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
Having said that, I would kindly and humbly like to say this Gombe Festival is declared open.
Each year, the Gombe Summer Festival celebrates the best of Bahamian culture, from fresh conch salad and crispy conch fritters to vibrant art and live entertainment. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin, says those unique traditions were on full display during the festival's opening week at Tino Beach, highlighting what makes the Bahamas stand apart.
There's no one else in the world like the Bahamian. No one. No other person, no other grouping. To the people of Grand Bahama, you are showing up and showing out today. I feel so proud to be here and share this time with you and this space with you.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says the festival not only preserves Bahamian culture, but also strengthens the island's tourism product.
It is one of our greatest treasures. It unites families, welcomes visitors from around the world, creates opportunities for local entrepreneurs and entertainers, and showcases the authentic Bahamian experience.
That mission is why Carnival Corporation continues its partnership with the Ministry of Tourism, helping bring residents and visitors together through culture.
It is about investing in people, supporting local businesses, celebrating Bahamian talent, and creating memorable opportunities that strengthen our communities for generations to come.
For many locals, the authentic island vibes are reason enough to return year after year.
The kids like John Canoe, so my son, he loves John Canoe, so I like to bring him out to just pretty much enjoy the festivities.
It's the summer. I look forward to Gombe summer, and I have a granddaughter. Even if I don't want to come, she's ready to come.
For example, I just seen so many people that I haven't seen from like high school and stuff like that. So it's like almost like a homecoming in a sense. I've seen it grow over the years, and it's great. It's great to see it.
Week 1's performances were highlighted by Recon Bahamas and Avi, but if you missed opening week, there's still time. 2 more Thursdays remain at Tino Beach, where Bahamian culture, food, and entertainment are waiting. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Looks very exciting. Well, Urban Renewal Pine Ridge, Resilient Cities Catalyst, the University of Miami, and the Ministry for Grand Bahama partnering for a hurricane preparedness exercise to illustrate to 48 young people how to react and respond in the case of any disaster or storm. The initiative focused on equipping participants with the knowledge and skills needed to stay prepared during emergencies.
Basically teaching different students among various age groups how they can prepare in case of an event, teach their families how to prepare, and also just stay aware of the resources that are available to them.
So we want them to know how to prepare, what are the things that needs to be done. They're going to have some interactive exercises that show them what to do. And then, of course, our older people, because I think we probably think we know what to do. But when that time comes, you know, we're kind of lost.
Urban Renewal representatives knocked from door to door to encourage participation, resulting in a strong turnout for Dr. Elizabeth Grieg and her team to demonstrate exercises designed to prepare residents in case of a disaster. Dr. Grieg, a disaster expert, stated that even with her expertise, she too gets flustered from time to time, highlighting the importance of preparation and practice during emergency situations.
Knocking on doors and getting the kids ready to prepare for this day. The most stressful thing I ever had to do was evacuate my kids as a parent. And so developing this kind of understanding of what hurricane evacuations look like, feel like for children that may never have experienced it or may have experienced it in a very scary way during Hurricane Dorian specifically, and try to normalize that experience and educate them and prepare for the next one.
In other news, Tyrone T, also known as Terrible T, a pioneer in the Bahamian music industry with more than 56 years of entertaining audiences, says he was heartbroken by the tragic Andrews plane crash that claimed the lives of several fellow entertainers. Our intern, Aaron Burrows, has the report.
Bad, and I heard when 10 of my Bahamian brothers and sisters went down. It ain't easy. It ain't easy to accept it. But God knows best. And may God continue. In Jesus' name, I ask him to bless them, bless the family. Continue praying for the Bahamas. We need prayers.
And as he continues his battle with cancer, Tyrone T says he was conflicted about offering condolences as he reflected on the support he received from members of the entertainment community during his own health journey, making it especially difficult to now extend sympathies after the loss of fellow entertainers.
A lot of the entertainers and DJs came to help me out. And when I understood that the plane went down with 10 folks, and most of them was entertainers, it hurt my heart, and I say to myself and over, I have to go on air and report it. I did a lot of traveling with bad weather, not so good weather, and I know sometime the plane rocked, and I didn't know if I was gonna make it, but I was an entertainer. I went to do my job, and I guess that's what those guys was doing.
Well, the Independence Park transformed its grounds as local faith-based congregations came together to pray, unite, and bond following the recent stretch of tragedies that rocked the nation to its core. Our Matthew Martin Burrow shares more details in this report.
Thursday evening begun with a compassionate praise and worship session led by Pastor Freddie Lang Jr. and the Roberts sisters. Following up, intensely performed prayers delivered by fellow community pastoral figures.
God, I stand in the gap for the people of this country, the Bahamas. May every shepherd feed your sheep faithfully.
Independence Park laid the gracious foundation on Thursday evening for the Prayers for the Nation event, hosted by the Grand Bahama Christian Council as a protestation to the recent tragedies that has rocked the entire country. Speaking with Bishop Godfrey Williams of Jubilee Cathedral and Pastor Peter Watson of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, they say it's not only a privilege, but an honored obligation to be a part of the affair.
I had to be here this afternoon to sound the alarm because what has been happening in recent time.
It is important to come in this public place to pray and ask God to cover us, especially with all the things that have been happening for the past few weeks. It is really important.
Despite the event's goal to deliver solidarity during such a solemn time in our communities, Watson continues his sentiment to urge the wider public to engage more actively in their faith in the present and future.
When we are trying to do our own thing, the devil finds his way in our communities, in our homes, in our lives. And so we ought to stay connected to God through prayer, through the reading of his word, and through worshiping him.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martin Burrow.
Crystal Stubbs, you are our Facebook friend of the night. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope that you are enjoying your evening. And that does it for this portion of the news. Be sure to stay tuned. Shane Stubbs has a check on sports when we return.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167. Or you can email us at ZNS3news@gmail.com.
Cabinets play a major role in both the function and appearance of your home. To keep them looking their best, wipe spills as soon as they happen and clean surfaces regularly using a soft cloth and mild soap. Avoid hanging excessive weight on cabinet doors and periodically check hinges and hardware to make sure everything stays secure. With proper care, quality cabinetry can continue looking beautiful and performing well for many years to come. Quality products deserve quality care. Cornet, Bahamas.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm self-insuring my investments starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody
does it
better.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Use a bin to put it in.
Let's keep it clean.
Yeah. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye. Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. This one goes out to my beautiful mother, Crystal Stubbs. I'm sure you are enjoying your day. Well, it was a tough loss for the women's national team versus the U.S. Virgin Islands. They lost that contest 74-59, but with another game to play, Coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen says it's important for her team to shake it off.
We're just going to rest and put ourselves in a situation to come out and compete. There's still something to play for. We're playing for the pride and to place higher. This is our first time in Central Basket in a long time, and it won't be our last. So we're just going to get back, get some rest, and get ready for the next game.
McEwen says losing leading scorer LaShawn Higgs played a role in the loss. However, Rima Collins kept the team afloat with 20 points while also pulling down 16 rebounds. Valerie Nesbitt added 16 points in the loss, and that dropped the Bahamas out of contention to finish in the top 3 needed to qualify for the FIBA Women's America Cup 2027 in July. However, Team Bahamas will finish their run competing for 5th to 8th place at the tournament. And in boxing, Navarre Cooper and Roscoe Boyd are leading the charge in All Out Boxing Club's ongoing summer camp. The camp runs all month long at CrossFit 242 as Coach Jermaine Gibson is confident in 2 of his star fighters' abilities to lead the campers. And even though there's a fee, Gibson says there's still room for potential fighters of all ages to sign up.
I get to teach them what I've gone through in my experiences, from my first baby steps, from not knowing how to throw a single punch to how to operate on an advanced level.
Yeah, take me far from a long way. I couldn't throw a punch, and he teach me the basics of footwork, head movement, and it bring me far where I could have go Orlando, face other tournaments, travel the world, fight other people.
We have about 31 students signed up, and so we have most of them coming in the afternoon from 3 to 5, and some coming in later on because of their scheduling with their parents, and so we try to accommodate them. It's $150 per month, and those who are not able to go, we still have our benevolence.
And that's my time, everyone, but your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. See y'all next week.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization, so if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777, and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us this week. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the Attorney General urges witnesses to request protection should they feel threatened. Emotions run high as heavy-hearted mourners turn out to memorialize the heartbreaking loss of 5 promising young lives. And the country's military passes out its largest female entry to date. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The killing of a key witness sparking fresh questions about witness safety and the protection available to those involved in criminal cases. Our Leah Cooper has the details in tonight's top story.
Attorney General Wayne Munro is urging anyone who feels threatened because they are a witness in a criminal case to contact police and seek protection through the Witness Protection Program. His comments follow the death of businessman James McPhee, who relatives believe was killed by the same man he was expected to testify against in connection with an Independence Day hit-and-run case.
Let's assume, for instance, that you have 400 outstanding cases in which each one has a witness. you really not suggesting that you have witness protection for 400 people. So the distinction is, if you feel threatened, you report it to the police. Sometimes it will lead to a revocation of bail, depending on why you feel threatened.
McPhee was found with severe lacerations and other upper body injuries early Sunday morning. Police believe he was intentionally struck by a vehicle. Investigators say 2 off-duty police officers traveling east in a private vehicle near Spikenard and Carmichael Roads reportedly saw a silver Suzuki hit McPhee as he laid in the road. Police pursued the vehicle in a high-speed chase during which gunfire was exchanged. One suspect was shot and taken into custody while the remaining occupants escaped. McPhee's family told a local newspaper they believe his death is connected to an upcoming trial. They claim the man arrested is the same suspect accused of robbing McPhee last year, who had been released on bail pending trial. Asked whether the case raises concerns about the effectiveness of the witness protection program, Monroe said protection is available to those who request it.
As far as I'm aware, there have been a number of cases where people have asked for it, and witness protection has ranged from just providing additional patrols to taking people from where they live and housing them separately. There was one occasion where somebody was in witness protection and decided he didn't want to be in witness protection anymore. Witness protection is something asked for by the individual themselves.
Meantime, police continue their investigation into McPhee's death and are searching for the remaining suspects involved with the incident. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, thanks, Leah. Also making news tonight, a veteran Defense Force officer charged with assaulting a group of female Marine trainees while drunk and on duty at the HMBS Coral Harbor base back in April pleads guilty to those charges before the summary court. Here's RBDF Commodore Floyd Moxey on the matter.
He was demoted. In military time, we said that he was bussed down to a petty officer, and he was transferred out of the organization for a period of time.
Well, the Royal Bahamas Police Force welcoming 104 new recruits to its complement of officers, pushing the force's number to 2,005 officers and Marines, the largest in its history, according to its Commodore Floyd Moxey on the sidelines of the passing out ceremony earlier today.
What is also significant about this entry is that for the first time in the history of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, 40% of this entry are female. And this is in keeping with our gender optimization policy, which we try to align with best practice and our international military protocol. So this is a proud day for us, and the role of the Defense Force has expanded since the enactment of the Defense Act. And these are the persons today who we expect and who will assist us in accomplishing the mandate of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Given that expanded mandate, the Commodore adds that the goal over the next 4 to 5 years is 4,000 Marines and officers. While delivering his keynote address, Acting Prime Minister the Honourable Chester Cooper adds that these recruits join at an important point in the nation's development.
The Bahamas is an archipelago with a vast maritime domain. Our waters are central to our economy, our security, and our way of life. Protecting them requires disciplined and highly trained personnel. The threats facing our country continue to evolve. The Defense Force must remain ready and resolute to combat illegal fishing, drug and weapons trafficking, human smuggling, and other forms of transnational crime. It must also conduct search and rescue operations, assist during hurricanes and other disasters, support law enforcement agencies, and respond wherever the nation calls. And this is why the government's commitment to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force remains firm. We are supporting and will continue to support the modernization because the challenges of today cannot be met with yesterday's tools.
Well, for the families of the 5 teens killed in last month's Shirley Street car crash, the road to healing is only just beginning. Last evening, mourners poured into William Thompson Auditorium to remember the lives, dreams, and legacies of their children. Desmond Saunders has the story.
With unspeakable loss came together Thursday night to honor the 5 teenagers whose lives were cut short in last month's tragic Shirley Street car crash. The memorial service, hosted by Life Worship Center at the William Thompson Auditorium off Prince Charles Drive, brought together hundreds of family members, friends, government officials, and well-wishers for an evening of worship, tributes, and reflection. In attendance was Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, members of his cabinet, religious leaders, and residents from across the country, all standing in solidarity with the grieving families. In an emotional address, the Prime Minister said the nation continues to mourn the loss of 5 young Bahamians whose lives were filled with promise and possibility.
We gather with broken hearts. We gather with families who are carrying a pain no parent, no sibling, no loved one should ever have to carry. We gather with a community that is mourning the loss of 5 of our nation's promise, daughters and a son, whose lives were taken far, far too soon. So to the families and loved ones of Diamond, Patricia, Stania, Evelyn, and Keno, to us, the people of Cat Island, to their friends and everyone gathered here tonight, I too come before you with a very heavy heart. There are some moments in life when words cannot fully express what or how we feel, and no sibling, no loved one should ever have to carry. We gather with a community that is mourning the loss of...
Well, Keno, when he came from Cat Island, he was living with me, so at this point, it's left a hole I can't even explain, you know, and he could leave it to the master, you know, because walking in the house, you know, waking him up, you know, because he was from the island, he really didn't know Nassau, so I used to take him everywhere. He was basically my baby.
Rachel Ramsey, aunt of Diamond Stubbs, described her niece as a bright light who touched countless lives through her service, compassion, and commitment to her community.
This memorial means so much to us, to the whole entire family, because she not only was she a riveting treasure to the world, but she meant to do so much for the community. She was always a part of so many different things, so many people's lives, and she meant to do a lot for everyone.
As hymns filled the auditorium and tears flowed freely, the evening served as both a tribute to 5 young lives gone too soon and a reminder that their memories will continue to live on in the hearts of families, friends, and the wider Bahamian community. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Desmond Saunders.
Thanks, Desmond. From the courts tonight, 74-year-old Richard Deal Sr. of Stafford Creek, Andros, appeared in Magistrates Court Number 9 to answer the charge of vehicular manslaughter. This in connection to a June 23rd incident. The details are that just before noon that day, an anonymous caller contacted the Fresh Creek Police Station, reporting that a 2-car collision happened on Queens Highway near the entrance of the Stanyard Creek community. According to Prosecutor Inspector Dion Barr, a vehicle driven by Deal was seen driving in a dangerous manner and subsequently caused the death of Bernadette Cartwright Sr. Bail was granted in the amount of $8,500 with 2 suretors. The defendant is required to sign in with police at the station nearest to his home every Monday until the matter returns to court on November 12, 2026. Well, traffic brought to a screeching halt on the Sydney-Poitier Bridge this morning following a multi-car collision. As shown on your screen, a garbage truck and a Mitsubishi came too close for comfort at a toll pole. Investigating officers were called to the scene. Up to airtime, there was no indication anyone was injured. Well, coming up, Urban Renewal Minister Lisa Ramming addresses the UN. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
It has the looks, the style,
the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Long summer, hot sun, people coming over, and nobody feeling like cooking. This summer, wait for the sign. Presenting KFC Summer Bucket, the official meal of the summer. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to catch J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that? Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for the online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never have to stand in line again. Amen to that. Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
Steak sandwich.
I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's pepper jack cheese. I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This portion of the news is brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. RBC has just the right loan you need with affordable financing.
And you're looking at a shot of a stingray swimming along in beautiful waters off New Providence, and that shot courtesy of Kyson Miller. Thanks, Kyson. Welcome back. The Bahamas taking its message of community development to the global stage, addressing a high-level United Nations meeting on the midterm review of the new urban renewal agenda. Minister of Urban Renewal and Community Relations, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, highlighted the country's efforts to transform urban communities and improve the quality of life for residents. She told world leaders people-centered policies must remain at the core of sustainable urban development, particularly for those most in need.
Since the adoption of the new urban agenda in 2016, the Bahamas has made steady progress. One of our most significant achievements has been the establishment of the Urban Renewal Authority, where it gained its legal framework by the enactment of the Urban Renewal Authority Act. The Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, has taken this new urban agenda and call to action seriously by taking the bold step of creating a single ministry that focused particularly on the urban plight.
Back here at home, Rotarians get a closer look at what economic growth is projected and how Bahamians with businesses or even just a business idea can position themselves for the opportunities ahead. Lloyd Allen tells us more.
The local economy continues to show signs of strength, with a surplus projected for the 2026 fiscal year. Financial Secretary Simon Wilson points to the potential in the #1 industry. Regarding the Nassau Cruise Port, Wilson says while there are existing opportunities to engage in business development, Bahamians need to explore new opportunities.
They look at the tourism sector as a low margin, too much work sector. Now, the cruise industry has shown us that, hey, that's different. That you can make real money in the sector. But traditionally, a Bahamian business person would say, I prefer to go to Florida, buy a T-shirt, mark it up 40%, sell it, make my money. But in terms of working as a service business, there's been very little investment there.
The launch of the new liquefied natural gas plant at Clifton offers new potential in the market. And according to Wilson, it represents more than just a cheaper fuel option, as the project is expected to provide residual economic benefits through additional investment and commercial activity.
The cruise industry would have obvious spin-offs. Refueling the fuel of cruise ships. The Bahamas is well placed for that because cruise ships come here a lot. They traverse these waters a lot. And the international rules are such as very favorable to refuel in the Bahamas as opposed to refuel elsewhere.
Micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises remain a critical part of the Bahamian economy. They account for roughly 98% of the country's active business and provide employment for almost half of the workforce. The growth of this market will be key to expanding economic opportunities, creating jobs, and strengthening the country's private sector. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, local health officials returning with positive news after raising concerns about reported cases of tuberculosis on Eleuthera. Having recently completed a screening exercise on that island, they've determined that the vast majority of individuals screened required no further medical evaluation or treatment. There were, however, 3 individuals who needed additional evaluation. We're told further investigations are underway and treatment will be provided where clinically necessary. The ministry is also assured that people who have not been identified as close contacts need not undergo additional TB screening at this time. Monitoring efforts are expected to continue in line with national and international public health guidelines. The public's reminded that tuberculosis is both preventable and treatable, and that early identification, evaluation, and appropriate management are key to protecting individuals and the wider community. In other news tonight, the Unregulated Communities Action Task Force is on the island of Andros conducting assessment as efforts continue to rid the country of shantytowns.
The task force is in North Andros, assessing the structures there and providing the shantytown there with notices in regards to their 30 days, which is required by the Building Control Act. It is imperative that the government of the Bahamas deals with shantytowns. They are unsafe, they are unhealthy, and they do not fall in line in what we want the future of the Bahamas to look like. With that being said, the task force did their job, where we provide assistance to Bahamians as well, or we offer, not necessarily everyone accepts, where we offer assistance to Bahamians as well as persons who are permanent residents. If they have permits.
Well, back here in the capital, the decades-long flooding in Pinewood Gardens could soon be a thing of the past, and this in light of the government adopting a new approach to the issue. Addressing Thursday's Office of the Prime Minister briefing, Works Minister the Honourable Clay Sweeting said $2.5 million is being invested into the construction of a lift station for Pinewood. He's convinced the pilot project is the most effective solution to flooding based on technical studies and environmental assessments.
Lift stations have already been ordered, and they are currently being manufactured to be shipped to the Bahamas within the next 3 to 4 weeks. We cannot erase what has happened in the past, but that is exactly why this government has made flood mitigation a priority and why we are investing in practical, long-term solutions like the Pinewood Lift Station pilot program.
The project set to begin within months and completed within a year. The Pinewood Lift Station follows feedback from area residents.
The team went into Pinewood. They used the technology to measure the drains, to speak with them with their concerns. Their concerns mainly was when you pump the water, where does it go? Will it create cavities and all of that? But we have had the geotechnical survey done. So when the water is pumped 600 to 700 feet below the surface, it goes in the areas below that.
In related news, as WSC looks toward the future, it's not forgotten those on whose backs the corporation was built. That big thank you coming in the form of taking 51 of its former employees on a tour of the Blue Hills Hydro Water Tower as part of WSC's Golden Anniversary celebrations. Senior Manager of WSC's Strategic Coordination Department, Montgomery Miller, says the honorees were recognized at Special Service at Government House for the critical role they played in the company's growth and development.
We thought it fitting to take time out to honor those employees that began this entire journey for the Water and Sewage Corporation. When they started, we were just the Waterworks Department in the Ministry of Public Works, and so today we're proudly the Water and Sewage Corporation, and we wanted to show our honor and respect to them for how far we've come in these 50 years.
With an operation capacity of about 24 hours, the Hydro Water Tower supplies up to 750,000 gallons of water per day to central and eastern New Providence in emergencies. It supplies water to the entire island. The senior manager shared some of the Water and Sewage Corporation's accomplishments over the past 5 decades.
One of the things that we reflected on, for instance, was not so long ago we were still barging water from Andros, which was a great feat at the time, but as New Providence in particular has grown, we have now transitioned to supplying our New Providence islanders with reverse saltwater, reverse osmosis water, and so as a result of that, we're no longer barging. We don't have supply issues, particularly on New Providence.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Your countertops are one of the hottest working surfaces in your home. And with a little care, they can stay looking beautiful for years. A simple daily wipe down using a soft cloth and mild soap is usually all you need. Avoid harsh chemicals and abrasive scrubbers, as they can dull or damage the finish over time. It's also a good idea to use cotton buds and trivets whenever possible to help protect the surface from scratches and excessive heat. Quality products deserve quality care. Cornet, Bahamas.
Marco's Pizza. Marco's Pizza. Some never tasted so good.
Marco's Summer Party is bringing the fun. Choose 2 large one-topping pizzas with a 2-liter soda for just $34.95. Or grab a big square deal, 1 medium, 1-topping pizzas with boneless wings for just $39.95. Enter to win weekly Baja Bay water passes and your very own Marco's Summer Party pack all summer long. Marco's Pizza. Summer never tasted so good.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Well, officer in charge of the Exuma District, Chief Superintendent Kenred Neely, was recently given a fond farewell after serving nearly 40 years on the police force. Neely officially retires next December, but as he heads on vacation and vacates the post he has held on Exuma, staff and the island's Member of Parliament, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, and Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Fred Mitchell, paused to recognize his years of dedication. Neely says he's looking forward to starting a new chapter, sharing advice for up-and-coming officers and reflecting on his time with the RBPF.
Number 1 advice is put God first, then join the organization with clean hands and pure heart. Don't take your work at home. Work honest and give it your best, and you should succeed. I just want to thank the organization for what I have achieved. I've visited many countries of the world because of this organization. I've been in a lot of training all over the world because of this organization. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve, and it was a rewarding career for me.
Well, we certainly wish Chief Superintendent Kenred Neely all the best in his future endeavors. Well, Royston and Marlena.
God.
She
cool.
misses you, Royston.
That's cool. You don't want me here. It's fine.
Gotcha.
Just say that.
You're doing amazing.
And Marlena,
wow.
join us live for a sneak peek of Access Now. Oh my God.
I will be sending this to him. So to get us started, we've got the Thrill of the Grill raffle happening this weekend. We're going to be learning all about the food and prizes available there. That's going to be St. George's Anglican Church. But of course, It's also Entertainment Friday. Take it away, Swanson, not Royston.
Yes, and we have Lady E debuting a new song this weekend, bringing all the party vibes just in time for the weekend.
There you have it.
Well, I do miss you, Royston, but I'm so sorry, Swanee. Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Through the castles, flying through the air, laughing with our friends, fun is everywhere. Jumping higher, higher than before, Inflatable Kingdom, give us more and more.
Jump this way to fun at Inflatable Kingdom Attraction Park, opening Friday, July 10th at Breezes Cable Beach. Unlimited inflatable rides for kids up to 12. Kids $25, adults $5. Adult supervision required.
1, 2, 3, what you gonna choose? Strawberry swirl, caramel too. Cookie dough bite, brownies protein. Oreo crunch, make the whole team scream. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Swirl it, twist it, taste that wave. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Cinnamon toast on a cool vanilla. Chocolate base and the flavor gets bigger. Sweet on sweet, yeah, that's the fun. Better get one, better run, run, run. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40 odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Shopping cart has more savings than a shopping cart at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.39. Mahatma long grain or parboiled rice, 5 pounds, $4.89. Whole chicken wings, $1.79 per pound. Sweet blueberries, 1 pint, $4.99. Fresh romaine hearts, 3-pack, $5.99. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Smart shoppers shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This Sunday at 7:30 p.m., get ready for the matchup everyone will be talking about. It's Pastors versus Politicians at the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, live on the ZNS Network. Will the pastors preach teamwork and victory, or will the politicians make a strong campaign for the championship? Expect laughs, surprises, friendly competition, and plenty of basketball action. Don't miss the Pastors versus Politicians at the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. live on the ZNS Network.
During a storm, your safety is priority number one. Stay indoors and away from windows and avoid going outside. Keep a flashlight handy and tune in to all official updates. Never use candles. They are a fire risk. Stay calm, stay connected, stay safe.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Happy Friday. You're watching Access Now. I'm Marlena Leonard.
And I'm Swanson Gibson Jr., and it's almost the weekend.
That's the spirit. Our Diane Dorset also joins us. And as we head into the weekend, how are things shaping up? Like, should I be planning the beach trip, or is it inside?
Rio de Janeiro Road. How we looking?
Definitely should. I would say things are looking pretty good. If you plan on swimming or taking the boat out, it's going to be a nice weekend for that. I will say, though, with all this cloud coverage, let's prepare for a few passing showers. But let's take a look at our satellites so I can tell you why. Heading into the weekend with what's become a familiar weather pattern. Hot and humid days with a chance for showers. Rain chances this weekend are low, but still possible with a pop-up shower or two. But the main thing will be the heat. Clouds will provide some relief, but we're still gonna get pretty hot feels like temperatures in the upper 80s. We've got a broad area of high-level clouds streaming from a low to mid-level trough in the eastern Gulf. There is also another broad area of low pressure just southeast of the Cape Verde Islands. Both of these systems have a low chance of development over the next 7 days. But remember to tune in every night for updates. Now, taking a look at our boating forecast. In the northwest Bahamas tonight and tomorrow, we'll get southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. We'll get high tides at 11:15 tonight and again at 11:46 in the morning. In the central Bahamas, southeast winds 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 5 feet and a small craft caution in place. Now in the southeast Bahamas, winds pick up east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas at 4 to 6 feet. Therefore, operators are once again advised to exercise caution. Then on Sunday in the northwest and central Bahamas, winds drop in the central Bahamas southeast 10 to 15 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet. We'll get a low tide at 6:28 in the morning, followed by a high tide at 12:40 that afternoon. And finally, in the southeast Bahamas on Sunday, southeast winds 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 6 feet, with that caution still in place. It's time now for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Diane. Well, it sounds safe to say at least getting a couple of sprints outside. Maybe not being out there too long because it's still hot, but
Graceful enough for us to, get some relax, chill out.
Get a little bit of sunlight. And if there's some showers, if you're in your swimwear anyway, water is water.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Bahamas Striping donates thousands of dollars worth of school supplies just ahead of the new school year.
Plus, getting a closer look at what the youngsters were up to this summer. The Minister of Youth and Sports toured some local camps today. We go inside.
And Tilly finds turtle grass. It's a new children's book on a mission to help more young Bahamians fall in love with the marine environment. That's next.
And your Friday sports report is coming up.
But first, live in studio, St. George's Anglican Church is hosting its annual Thrill of the Grill and Grand Raffle tomorrow, and they're here to tell us all about it.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now. Stay with us.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk a catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
This portion of the news is brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. Your idea of getting there happens with RBC.
Welcome back. St. George's Anglican Church is gearing up for its annual Thrill at the Grill and Grand Raffle tomorrow, and organizers say you don't want to miss this one. Here to tell us all about it are Andrew Knowles, Catherine Colby, and Seth LaFleur. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you
for having us.
How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Great.
So, Andrew, can you tell us about what's in store for tomorrow for the public?
Sure. Well, thank you for having us. We are gearing up for our annual Thrill the Grill Parish Fair and Grand Raffle. That's happening tomorrow, as you said, right on the church grounds on Montrose Avenue, beginning at 12. So this is our annual fundraiser, our biggest fundraiser for the year, which will help to support our ongoing ministry and outreach that we provide to the community. It's a family fun day. I like to call it a mini homecoming because there are people coming back, you know, members who have gone on to other places. And, you know, it's just one of those signature community events that people look forward to. And so we just hope that, you know, everyone comes out to once again support us and the work that we do.
Awesome.
Now, I think one thing that might be bringing in some new people if they're not familiar with the community already, it says on your flyer, you have award-winning steaks, chicken, and even conch fritters. What kind of awards are we talking about? Tell us a bit more about this food.
So we just say that our men are award-winning grillers. They've been in various grilling competitions, and they've brought home first place trophies all the time. So that's where the award-winning steaks and chicken come from. But Seth can tell you about all of the other stalls that we have.
Oh, yes, please. Let's start.
Okay. So, for starters, I mean, incredible stuff here. Award-winning, world-class. Conch fritters. Everybody loves conch fritters. We have amazing ice cream.
Ice cream, and it's so hot.
Yes,
like,
especially it's the perfect time for it. I mean, such a multitude of things. We have pastries, amazing cakes. I mean, as he said, world famous and award-winning grillers.
You won't leave.
Although they might not be grillers, award-winning. I mean,
they might not be professionals, but they are award winners.
Yes, they are.
You've also got
incredible.
You have curry shrimp, curry mutton, curry chicken. There's going to be roti to go along with it as well.
So you get some of the spice, and then if you get a little too spicy, you got the ice cream stall right there, so you can just balance everything out.
Hamburgers, hot dogs. We've got food and games for the kids as well. So there'll be popcorn, the snow cone, but a bouncing castle. There's going to be a dunk tank. There's going to be music as well, live music. So it's going to be a great afternoon.
A little bit of everything.
We can't forget the bingo.
Yes, the prizes.
There and sit at bingo
for hours.
Exactly, just to play. And we have great prizes with the bingos. I think one of the prizes is even like a drone this year. So
don't sleep on bingo, folks.
Right?
But speaking of prizes,
bingo very seriously.
While on the topic of prizes, what do you have in store for the public? What can we think of? We know food is a big point. That's definitely going to draw a crowd. But what prize? We like things too. We behemoths. We like things. What you guys have for us?
So the grand raffle is the next major thing for us. The top prize for the raffle is $5,000.
Okay.
And who doesn't like cash, right?
So do we have to be a member of the church to be able to attend and get this $5,000?
No.
Very good question.
Everyone's welcome.
Individual tickets are $5, or you can get a book for $50. So you just come to the fair, and we will be happy to get you a raffle book. Drawing is usually at 6 p.m.
All right, 6 p.m. So stay the whole day, get your stomach full. Remind us when and where, if someone hasn't been there before on the off chance.
So once again, it's at St. George's Anglican Church. That's on Montrose Avenue and Royal Palm Beach Street. In Bahamian turns, right down the road from Bahamas Bus and Truck, right around the corner from D.W. Davis. We will actually have parking at D.W. Davis, and then there's actually a shuttle service that we'll have as well for your convenience to take you back and forth. So it's going to be a great time. And how could we forget there is the Junkin' Rush Hour, right? And that's going to happen at 6:30, featuring, of course, none other than the Valley Boys.
Oh, and you know you'll want to dance after you win.
We're not going to go there with which one, right?
There's
one Valley Boys.
You'll be happy to hear whoever once you win your raffle money. All of this sounds amazing. Thank you so much. And good luck to whoever is getting those. Sounds like you're going to be buying one of those raffle books tomorrow. Sure, stay with us. You're watching Access Now. That sounds like it.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Cat Island, we've helped 17 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $360,000 in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Cat Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: agriculture, fuel, and fishing. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
So you're planning to weather the storm at home. You've bypassed all the shelters. Your preparation is complete, and so are your emergency kits. You're ready. But what happens if the storm changes direction and it's a direct hit? What's your evacuation plan? If you don't have one, make one. And remember, take into account the location of your house, whether it's near beaches, canals, or it sits in a flood-prone area, and be realistic about the evacuation plan. Plan what to take. In its simplest form, take only what you cannot afford to lose. Have a go bag ready and a discussion beforehand what bag contents should consist of, like toiletries, medication, change of clothing, and important documents in a waterproof folder. Take inventory of your home, pictures included. Make sure your vehicle has a full tank of gas. Decide your destination and the best route. If you can't get out, find safety in the highest level of your home. And as always, be sure to pay close attention to the ZNS network for weather updates. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Welcome back. It's still July, so that means we're still celebrating independence, and today is Showcase Your Favorite Bahamian Island. So I have to ask, Swanson, what's your favorite island and why?
My favorite, that's an easy question. The island of Eleuthera. Both my families come from there. I enjoy going to Rock Sound homecomings in April, spending time with my family and cousins in the summer. So, you know, it's fire. How about you?
I'm so jealous. I love that it was an easy question for you. This is so difficult for, I mean, I've got Grand Bahama. I also love Eleuthera. I've got family there too.
Okay.
Long Island stole my heart when I spent a week there one time for New Year's. I can't, it's possible. Anything's possible in the Bahamas. Well, stay tuned to find out the answer to that one. But before we find that out, let's find out what happened in today's news. The Bahamas Striping Group of Companies is stepping up in a big way to help thousands of families prepare their kids for back to school. A large truck filled with school supplies arrived at the company's headquarters on Abundant Life Road yesterday, marking the start of this year's distribution effort. Desmond Saunders tells us more.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies has launched its annual back-to-school initiative, donating 20,000 backpacks along with thousands of pencils, rulers, and other essential school supplies for students throughout the Bahamas. The backpacks and school supplies will be distributed to students in New Providence, Exuma, Eleuthera, Freeport, and other communities throughout the Bahamas with the assistance of schools and charitable organizations. President of Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, Atario Mitchell.
Well, it's something that we started years ago, and we saw the impact that it have. So we wanted to keep it going, even in our tough times. We always seek to, even if we cut the number down a bit, we always seek to do it as a way of giving back, because we all know the burden that parents have, single mothers have in reference to getting their kids ready for school. So we just want to lend a helping hand and see how we can at least help them, because you know education is very important. And the first day of school for a kid to walk in school with a backpack and I guess more supplies that they have, the more confidence they would have, and the better they'll do inside school.
Now, this isn't the company's first back-to-school drive. Each year, months of planning go into sourcing quality school supplies. Vice President of Operations at Bahamas Striping, Frederica Stirrup.
Quite a bit goes into getting these packages in the hands of our families. So first we'd have to source a suitable vendor, we'd ask for samples, take a look, make sure that these are quality items that we are distributing, because we actually want these items to last the length of the school year. So we place our order, we work with our brokers and our shipping companies to import the items. We bring it here, and then we have a team of persons that would actually assist in assembling all of the packages and distributing them to the family islands.
The back-to-school outreach aimed at strengthening families and building better communities.
20,000 school packages is a lot, but there's still a lot more kids who might be impacted by not having a backpack to go to school with.
This year, as the company marks its 16th anniversary, it is also expanding its community efforts by donating more than $100,000 to 16 charities across the Bahamas, reinforcing its commitment to giving back to the communities it serves. Desmond Sand is the Bahamas Tonight.
Minister of Youth and Sports, the Honorable Mario Boleg, getting down with the youth today as he toured summer camps around the island and getting an up-close and personal look at what our youngsters got up to this summer. Judah Serville reports.
The intent is to get a closer look at the camp's activities and connect with the youth. The minister visited Garventines Primary School, H.O. Nash Junior High, and various other sites, with each location providing the venue for a unique summer program. While some camps focus heavily on specific areas, others engage in a range of activities, such as public speaking, arts and craft, and the sciences. Campers' ages range from those of early primary school to high school, creating diverse pockets of communities across the island. Minister Boleg stresses the importance of these summer camps, not only as a way to keep children busy over their break, but as an avenue for further development and a fuller education.
We want to make sure that we have a knowledgeable future generation of young persons so that we can also have a better future for us in the country, because we have to mold our young persons to be productive citizens in this country, and that does not happen only at home, but it happens and it takes a village. And so with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and its partnership and all the youth organizations, that's what's going on during them summer months.
According to ministry officials, the Ministry of Youth and Sports strives for widespread participation and inclusion among the various camps, and therefore has made a point of extending the initiative nationally, ensuring children across the family islands have equal access to summer camp programs.
Well, we want to be all inclusive. We don't want no child to be left behind. And so the Ministry of Youth and Sports has partnered with all youth organizations throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to ensure that we have the same, or we mirror the same programs that is going on in New Providence and in Grand Bahama, also on the other family islands. And so we're using a lot of educators to make sure that this is done.
The ministry has also connected with the Ranfurly Home for Children, giving an even greater number of kids the opportunity to grow and learn alongside their peers. From stage performances to chemical structures and agricultural apprenticeship, the ministry intends to cover all areas of extracurricular education as they impact lives this summer. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Judah Serville.
Thanks, Judah. Well, a mom, a turtle, and a mission to spread the word on conservation. Author and mom Deborah Humes is helping more young Bahamians fall in love with the marine environment and understand why it's worth protecting. Her new book, Tilly Finds Turtle Grass, follows a young sea turtle searching for a home in the seagrass meadows of North Bay, Samson Key, Exuma. Deborah says the children's book was inspired by a shopping trip where she realized how few books have been written to teach kids about protecting the ocean. And soon enough, 300 copies of her colorful story, Tilly Finds Turtle Grass, were in the hands of young people in Black Point, Staniel Key, and Georgetown. Tilly Finds Turtle Grass is available in U.S. bookstores and on Amazon. Now be sure to stay with us. More Access Now is coming up right after this.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
During a storm, your safety is priority number one. Stay indoors and away from windows and avoid going outside. Keep a flashlight handy and tune in to all official updates. Never use candles. They are a fire risk. Stay calm, stay connected, stay safe.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. This Sunday at 7:30 p.m., get ready for the matchup everyone will be talking about. It's Pastors versus Politicians at the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, live on the ZNS Network. Will the pastors preach teamwork and victory, or will the politicians make a strong campaign for the championship? Expect laughs, surprises, friendly competition, and plenty of basketball action. Don't miss the Pastors versus Politicians at the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. live on the ZNS Network.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is this parking lot? You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, man. Boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, man. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My broad big broke, and he got a sticker inside this. Say, this model, we gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't leave me right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
You're looking at a shot of the waters there on Montague Beach, courtesy of drone pilot Isaac Roberts. And now, your Access Now Total Sports Report.
Well, welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping sports, Mama's senior women's national basketball team could not recover from an early loss of their top scorer, LaShawn Higgs, as they would fall 74-59 last evening to the U.S. Virgin Islands in the Women's AmeriCup Central Basket Qualifiers over in Managua, Nicaragua. Rima Collins would finish with 20 points and 16 rebounds. For the lost team, Bahamas will now compete for 5th through 8th in that bracket. In their final matchup, Team Bahamas will take on Guyana. Highlights from that game in tomorrow's Sportscast. The local basketball coach continuing to sharpen the skills of young hoopers here in the country. Danico Bowles kicking off his 13th annual basketball camp this week over the Kendall G. Lazick Gymnasium. ZNS Toll Sports team catching up with him on over a decade of impact.
Well, this year has been very, very inspiring. As our 13th year, the instructors, myself, the administrative team, we are very, very excited, to host this camp for a 13th year. The kids are very, very enthused. Parents also are enthused. And so this camp this year has definitely been one of our best ones so far. And so, like I say, thanks be to God for allowing us to be able to do this for such a long time. And so we just want to continue to pour into our young men and our young women through the sport of basketball. Mentally, academically, and just the whole 9 yards to make sure that not only these kids are able to excel on the basketball court, but off the basketball court as well. So our mandate has been key for the past 13 years, and we've been able to do a very good job with that.
And over at the Donald Davis Gymnasium last night, the Nightlife Basketball Tournament kicking off with a number of local hotspots, sponsoring several teams with major cash prizes for the winners. Several of our local pros are expected to compete. We caught up with organizer Michael Furley-Bain.
Realistically, men's basketball in the summertime is really slowing down tournament-wise and league-wise. There's not much basketball to play this in the summers. And a lot of our college guys and pro guys come home and, they work out and they have open runs, but they still want to get that bump and play against officiating and stuff like that to stay sharp for when they go back to school and go back to their leagues.
In track news, Team Bahamas officially returning home after a stellar performance at the NACAC U18 and U23 championships in Apuzaco, Mexico. Standout performances across the board, notably Egan Neely, under 18 boys 200 meters, finishing in 2084. Jose Johnson would win gold in the girls 100-meter sprints as well with a time of 11.42 seconds. We caught up with the pair who spoke about their performances.
A really good performance at the NICA Games. It was really a new experience for me. I felt good with what I did there. I did my best and I came back home with a gold, so I'm overall thankful for the experience I had.
Really good. I was just grateful for being given another opportunity to go out there and perform. Despite the air and the altitude, I was just able to go out there and focus on my race plan and just get done what I was able to do.
That's been a look at your sports on this Friday. I'm Amajal Knowles. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Amajal. And on this Entertainment Friday, we've got Lady E, who just dropped her new music video for Regatta Calling Me in partnership with John Watling's Distillery. Lady E says the song and video are perfect for all those who, as the song says, work hard Monday, Tuesday, work hard Wednesday, Thursday, ready for Friday to get the party started. Now let's take a look at Regatta Calling Me.
You like this ba-dum, ba-dum, yeah. Sweet and juicy ba-dum, 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 yeah. Now watch this ba-dum, ba-dum, I know you like this ba-dum, ba-dum, yeah. This juicy ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Time for me to wind up, it's time to shake up myself. Time for me to wind up, Regatta calling me. Time for me to wind up, yeah. It's time to shake up myself. Time for me to wind up, Regatta calling me. Oh yeah, I've been ready, anticipating, yeah. How I go wind up myself and carry on by. Oh yes, I've been
good. It's Friday. So you know what time it is. It's time
to do road. I like that vibe.
There you
Perfect
go.
Song to work.
Perfect song to start your weekend. Well, that does it for Access Now.
Stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody.
Shake up myself in front of this crowd. This music, it got me. Nothing but that reference grip. When you see me chucking my waist, you know the boss.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
Good Friday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. Hope you guys are great out there and being able to get deep into the summer vibe, summer vacation. I know a great deal of you are looking at these tickets, trying to get your police record, trying to get everything done to go to. If you're anything like my children, they have been binge watching YouTube for Peppa Pig Land. Daddy, you want to go to Peppa Pig? You need to stop. It's too much. There's a lot of things going on, guys. I hope that you're enjoying your summer vacation, and I hope that you're doing so safely and making sure that you're in this kind of a space and getting some things done, all right? Now, before we start this off, I know a lot of us, we look from an external standpoint, especially around Christmas time and other spaces. Hey, listen, I got to get this done. I got to get that done. And we sometimes neglect ourselves. This small segment is about being able to recognize the importance of being able to deal with yourself. And if you've been following me, you know that I have some people that continue to be able to support us in everything that we do, and I'm always grateful. I want to introduce them to you right now. Cocoa Plum Wellness. This is about hydrocolonics. And joining me right now in studio is none other than Dr. Teresa Adderley Smith. She's going to talk to us all about Cocoa Plum Wellness. Doctor, it's very good. Mateo spoke well of you last night.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Or the other night,
Yeah.
but it's very good to be able to see you here with us tonight. Talk to us about this sort of an idea. Introduce yourself to persons, let them know who you are, and talk to us about it.
Okay, so I am a healthcare provider. My name is Dr. Teresa Adderley Smith, and I am the owner of Cocoa Plum Wellness Bahamas. Now, Cocoa Plum Wellness Bahamas is a hydrocolonic, we offer hydrocolonic services there, and hydrocolonic services is where you will get detoxification by having a small tube about the size of your pinky finger inserted into your rectum, and distilled water is placed into the rectum. We have what is called the only open hydrocolonic system in the Bahamas. And what most persons don't recognize is that we are made with 40 feet of intestines, 40 feet of intestines. So when persons are having difficulty going to the restroom, or they're saying they're passing and it's only like 3 inches, we're talking about 40 feet. And what we do is and if that waste stays in the body, it has to leave somewhere. And what many of the clients are expressing is that they're seeing acne on their face. So that is an indication that the feces is trying to come out. They're having body odor. They may have pain, shortness of breath, trying to walk upstairs, tiredness, difficulty breathing, those type of things.
All this is as a result of a sandwich that you ate 4 years ago.
All because of the sandwich that is sitting in your intestines. That is absolutely correct. And Howard, let me tell you, I know you didn't ask me the question yet.
But go ahead, jump to it.
I'm going to tell you, listen to me, Howard. I am a healthcare provider. Everybody who knows me knows that. And about 3 years ago, I started to experience these, my mom just celebrated 90 years.
Really?
Oh my goodness, she's gonna kill me for saying that on the air, but anyhow, she did. And I said that to say, during the time that I was experiencing these symptoms, I said to myself, I would not make it to age 80 at all. And then I knew a little bit.
You felt your body dragging?
Yes, my body was debilitated, okay? And I was just pushing through every day, just trying to make it. And I ended up going to 9 different doctors in 1 year. And the 9th doctor she actually touched me and she said, Teresa, you're going to be okay. She said, what you need is a colon cleanse. A colon cleanse.
A healthcare provider actually said this to you?
She said that to me.
You know, a lot of persons are actually moved towards giving you pills and so forth and so on.
I walked out of that institution with 9 pills. I was taking 9 pills every day. And so I started taking I would travel to the United States every month, sometimes 2 times a month to get the colon cleanse. And I started to feel better within 3 months.
2 times a month?
Yes.
So after 6 sessions, you felt a little bit better?
Oh, I started to feel better, but I was still taking the pills. So I didn't know whether it was the pills or the colon cleanse.
So you didn't stop nothing?
No, I didn't stop anything. And then she and I got into conversation on how I could purchase this machine. And I was only purchasing it for my own gratification, because that's how bad I felt. I was unable to dress myself. My husband helped me in the mornings, but I'm a professor at the university. I could not remember what I needed to talk about.
So you had brain fog?
I had brain fog, but I was pushing through. Very bloated. Those persons, you could take a look, and I always tell people I am real. You know, during the COVID, persons would show pictures of persons in Africa and saying the doctor said this and the doctor said that. This is me, I'm real. You can look at my before and after pictures to see what was happening. And so around August, when the machine arrived, from August to October, I would treat myself every week. And there was a change.
You call it a treat?
Yes. I treated myself every week.
To the colonics?
To the colonics. And when I did that...
Was it that gratifying for you that you identify it as a treat?
Listen to me. You talk about the sandwich 4 years ago. Every week it was the same thing, about 2 pounds, literally. And if you look at my before and after picture, I invite everybody to go on CocoPlumWellnessBahamas.com, and you would see the difference. My hair was about ear length.
So
unfortunately today...
So you're losing hair?
Yeah,
You was losing hair.
Yes.
You had acne.
Yes.
Your face was darkened.
Yes.
You couldn't move.
Yes.
You was bloated.
Yes.
Your knees was hurting. All these things was going on.
I couldn't walk up
Your husband had to take care of you.
Oh, yes.
Quietly in his mind say, oh, Lord, I know how long she can make it.
Absolutely. I don't know what he was thinking. As a matter of fact, just to make it a little bit more of a fun, the pulmonologist, the one that deals with the lungs, because I had difficulty walking upstairs.
So you couldn't breathe?
His treatment for me was to be on CPAP. CPAP is a machine that you place on, you know, during your sleep. And I'm like, I'm going to be sleeping next to my husband with the CPAP. I'm like, this is it. I knew I had to do something.
Jesus.
And anyhow, to be honest with you, when you look at what was happening over the transition, all of a sudden, no medication. This is a 3-year-old story, by the way. I'm not on any medication.
I know the story, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I keep telling you it. I know it. I know
Yes.
it very well.
Yes.
And I want you to be able to do it. I got to be able to put the numbers out there, give their website, let persons know exactly what's what, wherever you are in the Bahamas right now.
Yes.
Wherever you are across the islands. We've been doing this with her for some time. She owns this machine. It's down there at the One West Plaza. You got to go down there and check it out.
We have 2 locations.
2 locations now. You got to go there and check it out. Let's be very clear. She had one nice discount with, say, Howard Grant discount. I know.
Yes.
Wait. We got to get that for you.
Yes.
Go down there. My Grand Bahamian people, all of your persons out there, if you can do that. A lot of persons come from Eleuthera, come from Grand Bahama, come from Habaco, to get this thing taken care of. And every single person say that they feel 100% better after the recommended doses, after the recommended time. I think a lot of persons continue to be able to ingest pills after pills after pills and not being able to rectify this issue.
Absolutely.
So I want to be able to talk about that. Doctor, let her know, let persons know again where you're located and how we can be able to get these things.
Yeah, so so over the time, persons would, so it's word of mouth. So persons were just talking about it. And we now have the One West Plaza. That's in the prime time, about a block or 2 from the international airport. And then we have the east location, which is the corner after Winton Super Value. But all of the information is on our website, which is CocoPlumWellnessBahamas.com. Our phone number is 445-8111. That's one of the numbers. And the next one is 818-7586. Keep in mind that it's a private experience, and so it's by appointment only. So you must book online. And talking about the Howard Special, we have the Independent Special, which is much better than the Howard Special.
Thank God.
Yeah, so we opened up our first location when the Bahamas was 51 years old. And so we ran the $51 special.
All right.
And then the 52, and now this is 53. Yes.
All right.
So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be able to check this out. There's none other than Dr. Teresa Adderley Smith. She's absolutely wonderful in what she does. She's truly professional, consistent in what she does. Give them a call, 445-8111, or call me. You got my number.
Yes.
Call me and I'll be able to assist you. 818-7586, CocoPlumWellnessBahamas.com.
Yes.
Make your reservations. We're going to be able to do that. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Hydrocolonic helped me with my acne. I did 3 consecutive sessions, and as a result, I have better gut health and clearer skin. Even after doing my sessions, I still follow up with at least 1 colonic session a month. If you're struggling with acne, I would definitely say give Hydrocolonic a try. We're having a special. Get 3 colonic sessions at a price of $300. We're located in East Winton area and also in the One West Medical. Give us a WhatsApp at 818-7586 and I'll send you our website link, or you could just visit us at CocoPlumWellnessBahamas.com. The link is also in our bio.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. There's a great deal of things have happened in the recap of this week. Always grateful to be able to jam with you on this beautiful Friday evening. I hope you guys are good out there as we continue to talk about these things. Now, we've been grappling and wrestling with a great deal of things that's been popping up in the papers. And there's been speculations, allegations. There's sort of an idea of possibly being able to see a cursed nation. And this cloud looming over us after we're watching our brothers and sisters passed away on July 10th, and prior to that being able to see 5 persons pass away. You know, the Christian Council has taken on this very strong position of being able to pray and always trying to be able to support them. I wanted to be able to invite one of the persons from the cloth this evening, and a very good friend who continues to be able to speak with us is none other than Ambassador Dr. Devin Rowe, being able to sit with us. And you know him very well. He sat with me on many occasions, so I wanted to kind of bring him in there to give us sort of a synopsis of what's been happening in the country from his vantage point and his learned position. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Dr. Devin Rowe. My brother, it is very good to see you.
It's good to be back with you, Howard. Good day, evening, Bahamas. And happy belated independence.
Absolutely.
That's still in the atmosphere. And yes, indeed, a lot is going on in the country in the last several weeks in particular. I think we can go straight spiritual from the beginning and say that we do need to intensify our prayer as a nation. And some people will probably be like, what does prayer have to do with what's happening? Well, it has a lot to do with what's happening. Luke 18, verse 1 says that men ought always to pray and not to faint. So it seems that if your prayer life goes down, your fainting will increase. So on that basis alone, we ought to increase the prayer. And then there's a much deeper, probably lesser known scripture, 2 Corinthians 4:18 says, the things that are unseen are more real than the things that are seen. With that as a foundation or start, I think we definitely have great cause to pray more in our nation for protection, for comfort. Can I say this earlier? I posted this on my Facebook page to say to the nation, don't be so quick to go into analysis and dissecting everything about the tragedies that we've seen in the onset. I think at the beginning it's more important to show love, to show concern, and probably just to give a hug, because there are a lot of people hurting and confused.
You know, You know, I'll dive into this with you. I let you. Go ahead.
I know your nature, sir.
Go ahead.
And then after comfort, we can go into the technical aspects of this, because I mean it has to be entered, because when we examine tragedy, I think we examine it with a view to lessening the possibility of it in the future. So that's my intro to it.
Well, as we look at those things, one of the issues that I've had is that, and as I listen to you, being able to intensify prayer, what about those persons who don't even have a foundation of prayer, don't even understand prayer? So that kind of a gratification, or that moving towards the superficial, that moving towards the carnal, that moving towards, and more specifically, that has evolved into not just moving towards the carnal. They've adopted this concept and idea of science, and now we're seeking to identify a target because there must be someone to blame.
Yeah.
They won't put the, a lot of things have happened over the past few weeks in this country. A 12-year-old boy was driving a boat in Abaco. A young man fell off the boat, hit his head, drowned. They seek to be able to not only condemn the 12-year-old, of course he should not have been riding the boat, but his father should be blamed also. This is too much.
Okay, so
this is too much.
We are seeing a tremendous amount of bloodshed. So let me say this, when I make the call for prayer, I'm speaking to people who have a relationship with God to turn to Him and ask for His guidance, protection, and wisdom for the way forward. I'm not using prayer in the way Karl Marx described it, as the opiate of the people, just to drug us into nothingness and no examination, no accountability. We need those things. However, when you look at a nation our size, and you look, just go back 30, 40 years, when we would go years and not see tragedies of this manner. When you now start to see it after back to back, we had 5 lives lost in that dreadful accident the other day. You highlight the 12-year-old. We have an entire plane of gifted Bahamians lost in a moment. And you would think the flight from here to Andrews should be the safest flight. Well,
it's the quickest one, I know.
Well, the quickest one you'd think would be the safest one. I was just talking to somebody who recently had a panic attack on a plane and is now afraid of flying. And they said they were just saying they're going to try out their ability to overcome that by taking a flight to Andrews. Now,
stop that foolishness.
Now they won't go to plane at all. So, I mean, we're laughing about it, but it's a very serious situation. So, again, it has to be investigated, but I'm talking to spiritual people who have a relationship with God, because those are the people who should be praying.
There's science and superstition.
Yeah.
That's how it exists in this space.
Yeah.
There's science and then there's superstition.
Yeah.
Okay? The science says to us, we have to identify someone to blame. The superstition says to us, we must be cursed as a nation. There's got to be Obeah. What's going on? How do we now differentiate? How do we now get to our senses? How do we now make a balanced perspective assessment to understand this is where we are as a nation and this is our responsibilities to move forward?
So, I'm a person, I don't believe science and faith are at war. I believe evil people try to make it look like it's at war, but if God is creator of all things, and I believe He is, then He must be the creator of sciences as well. He creates, He designs, and then we, His creation, we seek out to understand. That pathway to understanding is what we've called science. Now, in terms of, watch how this works together. So, the investigations are going on behind all of these accidents that have taken many Bahamian lives, and hopefully we will have some clarity as to what the science says as to what happened. The prayer factor is, if we pray more intensely, hopefully God will cause our systems to work better, our managers and our leaders to be more attentive, adjustments to be made, and then more diligence with making sure that these technical devices, whatever is found to be at fault, are working effectively. So prayer has a part to do with that, because it says the spirit of a man is the candle of the Lord. God can speak to the hearts of men and cause them to function better. That usually happens best when people are constantly praying and people are pushing to have relationship with their Creator. Does that make sense?
Of course it makes sense. Yeah. But with everything that you said, there has to be a conscious step towards righteousness and realignment. We're not necessarily seeing that.
You're saying my favorite words, righteousness and realignment.
You're not necessarily seeing that.
And I think what both you and I represent, and I say this humbly and graciously for our nation, and there are many others, we represent this whole marriage of faith, wisdom, excellence, and knowledge. We don't have to separate it. Because we are spiritual, we should be more diligent in the work and the effort that we do. Our spirituality doesn't lock us up in a building to just lift our hands and pray and cry. No, because of our spirituality, we seek to put our best effort in all that our hands are put to do. Wow, I felt some of this now. When people are comfortable not being diligent, not putting in the kind of work effort they're supposed to put in, not creating and managing and overseeing systems properly, that doesn't speak well to your faith at all. Because I have faith, I work with excellence.
I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is none other, like I said to you, than Ambassador Devin Rowe being able to speak here with us. And I always appreciate him taking the time out to really being able to talk about these things. We got to be able to have you more often.
Yes, sir.
To give sort of an analysis of what's happening from a spiritual standpoint, I think we have the responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Who I am and my representation is always being able to take it back to the foundation.
Yes, sir.
I want to be able
Yes,
to
sir.
identify from a foundational standpoint, why are we making these steps? Have we drifted away from where we are? How do we get back to where we're called? If we can have a conversation
Yes,
about
sir.
30 years ago, we didn't see this. 40 years ago, we didn't see this. What's happening now? This evolution and the acceptance of what's happening from an external standpoint is really shifting the DNA
Yes, sir.
of who we are as a community, as a people. And it's important that we have these kind of an open conversation
Yes, sir.
to let people know where we are.
Yes, sir.
Let persons know where you are, that you can be able to come visit your church.
Well, my church is called Kingdom Discipleship Center. We're in the Honda Plaza in Rosetta Street, and you can meet us there every Sunday at 10 a.m.
I keep looking for this Honda Plaza. Well, nothing around there for Honda Plaza. I just want to let you know.
Well, most people know it's Honda Plaza because there was a big Honda sign in one of the glasses there. But I'd like to call it the KDC Plaza.
I like this. I like this. I like this. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we're in what I call the Honda Plaza, just east of Roberts Furniture on Rosetta Street. And we're there Sundays at 10, Wednesdays at 1, and also at 6:30 and 7:30.
Is there a number that persons can reach you?
Yeah, you can reach us at 323-5907. Oh, we're international, so we 1-242-323-5907.
Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Ambassador Devin Rowe, being able to say, Ambassador Dr. Devin Rowe, let's be decent as I say these particular things, all right? We're going to take this quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, and be right back after this.
The tastiest thing about soccer is sharing it with the whole team, just like the new Ready for Soccer. A delicious lineup of 16 slices and 4 flavor sections. Perfect for sharing from start to finish, even beyond the 90 minutes. Get your team together and dig in, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
But of course you are. But be sure to tune in every weekday at 7:30 p.m. for the Bahamas Tonight Access Now,
where we bring you the brighter side of news.
Join us for the Bahamas Tonight.
Access now,
Weeknights at
7:30 p.m.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. You got me, and we're here, and we're talking about these things. It's a beautiful Friday evening. Hope all the guys are good, like I said, getting yourself prepared for Christmas. But as we hit the middle of the year, let's just talk like this, man. It's going to be you and I, and let's just take this time to be able to talk about this. As we hit the middle of the year, as we hit the 7th month, as we make this kind of determination of being able to move towards the end of the year, as there have been proclamations, this determinations, this kind of a speaking over the country, it's very clear that a lot of persons have taken positions. They run away from the importance of being able to dive into faith and strengthen ourselves, but they run deeper into superstition and trying to be able to identify where we went wrong. I think it's important that we do that. I think we can all acknowledge that there has something kind of going on. If this is a declaration and a proclamation of what's happening in the spiritual standpoint, as it is on earth, so shall it be in heaven. As it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. That this kind of a symbiotic relationship is saying to us that there's something a little off. We need to figure these particular things out. We all have come from a space, a great deal of us, even though you may not necessarily gravitate towards it right now, we all understand that we may, or we definitely are in the last days and time. If we look at the world events, but I gotta be able to talk about the responsibility that we have as a people. Most recently in the newspaper, I want to be able to take this opportunity. There has been stories that have been amplified in this space post-election of being able to put blame, political blame, individual blame, parental blame on individuals and groupings as a result of something that we feel uncomfortable and indifferent with. I'm here to preach to you. I'm here to talk with you. And just to talk about where we are as a nation and trying to identify how do we get back to the place that we're called to be. Most recently, we were, like I said, I started to have this kind of a conversation, the 12-year-old boy who made that decision to be able to jump in the boat with some teenagers and other persons who allowed him to do that. The comfort that they had in allowing him to do this. And I know this is going to reach far and wide, but I want to talk like this. The comfort that they had in allowing him to do this is not unfamiliar. He would have done this before. On my show that I do on a day-to-day basis, I would have had this kind of a conversation about the fact that my grandfather had an old F-150, always tinkering with it. And from I was 5 years old, my grandfather's no longer with us, so don't go look for him to lock him up. He's no longer with us, he's passed. But from I was 5 years old, I was driving his truck. 5 years old, he taught me how to drive the truck. And that kind of a teaching, in my excited position, all I was wanting to do is prepare myself to be a man. I thought that this is what it was. And so by the time I was 7 years old, I would have taken on this kind of a position and believing I can do it myself. Without my grandfather there with a horrible, this stick shift, with a horrible, listen, his brakes wasn't working. I jump on that truck, I pull it there, me and my cousins jamming up, laughing. The truck rolled back, bam! Hit my cousin's house across the street. I run, they ask me, did you do that? I say, should my mother be held to account for that? As she's 35 miles away in Freeport working? Should my father be held to account for that? These decisions that we make, though we don't have the consent to make these decisions, we make them. And we understand that. This is a part of life. The difficulty in being able to do that is this loss, this separation, this calamity that befalls us. In this new dispensation, we look for someone to blame. That is not who we are. That has never been who we are as a people. We've identified these things, and through our faith, the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That's where we come from as a people. This desire that we have now to find a culprit, despite the fact that there was decisions made, this desire that we have is unfamiliar. It's just me. That's what you're just talking. It's unfamiliar. How do we get back to a place of a very clear understanding of being able to hold each individual accountable for the decisions that they've made? We don't want to have a conversation about corporal punishment. We don't want to have a conversation about whether or not this kind of a position, if teachers see it, we could deal with that. We don't want to have this conversation as we continue to adopt this kind of a democratic concept and these ideas that stem from the northwest of us and our brothers and sisters in the United States of America and other spaces. We don't want to have those conversations. We want to modify our country to reflect this glowing and this progressive concept that exists in life. There was a politician who would say we need to align ourselves with global views. Those global views continue to drift away from the constitutional and the convicted base of our faith in this country. So much so many people take on this position and say, well, are we really a Christian nation? Well, not really. Not really. And the superficial aspect of sin that existed with us long before any of us was here, and long after all of us go, we now make modifications to accommodate that. It's too much. It's too much, and I just try to be decent. I want to talk to us as a people about growth. Do we need a culprit? This sort of a concept that we knew we come out. If you point one finger, there are three more pointing back at you. The introspection, the necessity for being able to look within ourselves is evasive. Gone. No longer we're looking into ourselves for these things. We're content with being able to identify like a Karen. Talk to me, how am I talking? Like a Karen. The issue always exists externally. Not that you caused this, not that you put yourself in a bad position, not that you made the wrong decision. This is not who we are as a nation. This expectation for somebody got to do something need to stop. That somebody is you. Somebody is me. Somebody is all of us, the 400,000 of us that are here that have the strength to understand and the relationships and the proximity to change our country. We keep waiting for a savior. We keep waiting for a black Moses. We keep waiting for an Aaron. We keep waiting for Esau and Jacob and this. Well, you keep waiting on you. We've been waiting on you. Now, the conversation we have is how do you now sharpen these skills? How do you polish this proverbial stone, this gem that comes out of you? You do that through your faith. You do that through your studies to show yourself approved, and you find yourself, like Revelations chapter 21, verse 8 would say, the very first persons that are talked about is cowards. You find yourself moving away from this cowardice posture into the tenacity and understanding that you were called. Let's get some things done, man. I like talking to you like this, and I like you to be able to understand where we are. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this. And I want you to know that with transparency, this is where we are as a people. We don't need to look at who, did we lock up the 12-year-old's father? We don't need to look at whether or not this 19-year-old need to go to jail. The collective decisions to be able to do these things. I say that it's not right, but we need not lose another life. That these young men, more specifically, will travel with post-stress, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, for the rest of their natural lives. Do we as a society continue to suppress that? Talk to me about it. Let's find ourselves in the position that we can move with the purpose that we've been called to in this life. I think we have the strength to do it. I think we have the foundational elements to take us in that space. And I just wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to talk to you about that. As we move towards superstition, I would have seen most recently the Minister for Foreign Affairs and the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party being able to take on this sort of an idea that the country is not cursed. Obviously, that sort of bubbled up from different quadrants and other persons saying that. I don't believe that we're cursed. But I do believe that these issues should give us deeper reason for introspection, to understand our steps, and to move with sobriety. Got to be sober in our mind and our thinking, with a very clear understanding that we got to be able to preserve this country. It ain't gonna be all of us. You're out here sitting down waiting for 399,000 people to jump in with you. That is never going to happen. It takes you. The purpose that you have, this kind of churning in your spirit, this unrest that exists in you to deal with something. Get up and let's get it done. We know the United States of America, it ain't about making the Bahamas great again. We have always been great. But you just need to be reminded. The greatness doesn't exist externally. It has always existed within us. Gotta talk like this. All right, let's take this last commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. When we get back, we can wrap up the show and be able to do that. Quick break, gonna be right back after this.
On the Streets Basketball Classic 2026 is here. And don't miss our Family Night, Sunday, July 19th from 4 p.m. featuring our championship game, Pastors versus Politicians, plus the Joey Slam Down contest and the Mr. Ship It 3-point shootout. Bring the family. Lots of prizes like big screen TV, round trip tickets, weekend stays, and more. Sunday, July 19th at the Secondal Isaacs Gymnasium.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim Bahamas. Water safety rule number 10. When boating, do not overload the boat. And if the boat ever capsizes, stay with the boat.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rundown. It's Friday evening, so wonderful. I just want to be able to thank those persons who sat with me today. It's been truly amazing to do that. Cocoa Plum Wellness is a friend of ours, and we continue to be able to talk and tout their sort of victories. We have small testimonies, but you can't give other people testimony because, you know, let them do that. But it's really been an amazing journey and an expansive journey. I've been doing this on radio for some time, and we've had very good relationship with Dr. Teresa Adley-Smith, and allowing persons to be able to come and experience these things, and it's really been life-changing. I'm getting to nobody business, but I want to be able to extend that to you. Remember, you can be able to give her a call. She's in the One West Plaza, and she's also out east. CocoaPlumWellnessBahamas.com, CocoaPlumWellnessBahamas.com. You can be able to check that out, or give her a call at 445-8111, 445-8111. Also 818-7586, 818-7586. You can be able to check her out and talk about those things, Cocoa Plum Wellness. And listen, go on the website and see how dark her face is. Go on the website and see, you know, the bags under her eyes, and the fact that she was bloated and so forth and so on. You go and check that out. Her life is a living testimony. And I love the fact that she just has a desire to be able to extend that. Those are opportunities for rejuvenation and being able to be reinvigorated with this sort of an idea of life and an opportunity that exists in these particular spaces. Man, this is wonderful. If you're out there and you're in this kind of a space and you want to get some things taken care of, and there was this one time somebody called all the way from Eleuthera. They was listening to my show, and they say, they called her, they booked it, they came all the way from Eleuthera. You're probably watching it with us right now. Came all the way from Eleuthera. did the hydrocolonic, they did those particular things, hydrated their colon, got all these particular things done, and their life was changed significantly. I love to hear these testimonies. I love to hear these things. I know a lot of persons are gravitating towards, hey, listen, do I take the GLP-1s? Do I do this? What do I do as a result of this? My knees are hurting, my back is hurting, my this, all these, I got back knee, acne for the back. I got acne, I got this, I got all these things going on with you. You've never taken any consideration for being able to do a cleanse. Cleanse. Check that out, man. Give it a shot. I know I'm right after just having conversations, a lot of persons, especially men in our society, they're indifferent with doing these things. They say, you know what? This is an exit point, never an entry. Right? But we got to be able to find ourselves in the position that whether that's your prostate or other stuff like that, we got to mature as men. And to preserve our lives and to preserve our contribution that we're making in these spaces, let's get ourselves healthy and check those things out. Go check out Dr. Teresa Adley Smith. Her number is 445, like I said, 8111, 445-8111. Or you can give her a call at 818-7586. That's Dr. Teresa Adley Smith, Cocoa Palm Wellness, Bahamas. And I got to be able to thank Ambassador Devin Roll, Ambassador Dr. Devin Roll, for being able to do that and sit here with us, always being able to give us great insight. We have an opportunity. We've booked for Monday of next week, and we just hope that everything goes well, to be able to sit down with the head, the president of the Bahamas Christian Council, none other than Pastor Mario Moxie, who is my pastor, praise Jesus. He's supposed to be sitting with us on Monday, and so you could expect a very engaging, thought-provoking show that actually speaks to the tenets and the foundational principles of who we are. I'm looking forward to that. But I got to be able to thank Ambassador Dr. Devin Rowe for being able to be here with us. And really, like I'm saying, it's time for introspection. It's time for introspection. On Wednesday of this week, there was a story in the newspaper, in the Tribune, that we read. And the story spoke about the 12-year-old girl who would have been able to make significant allegations against a man of 50 years old. You read the story, you know his name, the thing sticks out. But as we continue to rush to judgment in our country, as we continue to identify a culprit, we never take into consideration the entire course of the matter. Read, ingest, understand, present evidence, and then we make a determination. This premature position that all of us are taking because we see this lopsided concept is doing none of us any good. That application is placed in almost every single position. We need to stop it. In Jesus' name, just with decency. I feel like we can do this. In our country, we still haven't run away from this religion and faith. I feel like we can have this conversation in the national broadcast to remind you of our responsibility. That's it. That's just with decency, to remind you of our responsibility. That's it. When we hear ourselves in this position, rushing to judgment, with this expectation of instant gratification, rushing to these particular positions. I'm telling you, this is bananas. You read another story this week, and that story this week would have been able to talk about being able to identify the LGBTQ plus community. And in that particular story, it indicated there should be stiffer penalties for those particular persons who were a part of the community that was slain. Essentially, I surmise it. We didn't know these people was straight or otherwise. We didn't know. I don't understand these things. There should be stiffer penalties and essentially instant gratification for being able to do that. Well, I don't understand. I just don't understand. A life is a life, and we should cherish that, whether or not the decisions that you make to do with your preferences, let's just do that like that, don't have nothing to do with your humanity. And I believe that we as a nation, both locally and from an international standpoint, acknowledge, identify, and accept your position. But we also have our position, our faith and our convictions. I don't know. I haven't seen these things. I guess we have to have a further conversation about that to be able to identify these things in due time and due season. I just want we as a people to be reminded that there's a responsibility beyond our instant gratification. There's a responsibility beyond this kind of moments that we could run towards social media, that we could run towards this sort of an idea that, okay, you know, I want to be able to get likes, maybe I can get some follows. We are in a different age and dispensation, but we have not forgotten, or we should not forget, those foundational tenets that made us who we are as a people. I keep trying to explain to people in one way or another. Your great-granduncle was born in the bush. I don't know what that means to you, but I can tell you what it means to me. This kind of a deep skill set that you got to go with all the sciences that Dr. Matteo would have told about us last night. The midwives only had Jesus and hot water. They praying over your mother and your great-great-grandmother, and now you could talk to mama them and ask them, well, mama, I have 9 children living. That means some persons may have passed away. There is a gratitude that we must give for being here and living. There's a gratitude that we have for being in this space. God has always been good to us. And we have a responsibility to be reminded of that and remind the next generation who is drifting. The Word of God says that He's given them over to a reprobate mind. This determination to reject the idea that there is any supremacy, He has given them over to that. That can happen externally. 800.8 billion people, 8.8 billion people, let them go deal with that. The 400,000 of us, we need to know who we are and whose we are. Yeah, we expect everybody to be on this train, but there needs to be a resounding conviction, undeniable position that we put God first and make things happen. Like I said to you guys, make sure that you enjoy your weekend. Do so with sobriety. Do so safely. Reconcile with your people. Make sure you take your sweet thing in the can out. Get her some conch salad. She can eat that. Or maybe you be decent and go down to Tyrone and get him some conch salad. I don't know, my wife don't buy. She bought me conch salad the other day. Praise God for that. So anyway, enjoy your weekend. Have a good time this weekend. Do so with, like I said, sobriety. Be safe, man. I can see you guys on Monday, God's Spare Our Lives, where we're going to have a great conversation. I look forward to doing a great deal with you. Enjoy your time with us this weekend. That does it for us here at The Rundown. Be sure that you stay locked in on ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information from Cornwall Pipe. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm Howard Grant. Thanks so much for joining us.
Approximately 150 miles east of the Florida Keys lies Andros Island, which is filled with countless national treasures, from its glistening white sand beaches to its clear, pristine waters and bountiful natural resources. Andros is the largest island in the Bahamas archipelago and the 5th largest in the Caribbean, consisting of some of the most healthy marine and terrestrial habitats left in the Caribbean, including flourishing fish populations, the 3rd largest barrier reef in the world, the highest concentration of blue holes in the Western Hemisphere, and the largest reservoir of fresh water in the Bahamas. These resources contribute significantly to the Bahamian economy and are intrinsically woven into the cultural landscape of Andros. So what are we as a country doing to safeguard our national treasures?
Protecting nature, preserving life is the model that has and continues to guide the Nature Conservancy's work. One of the strategies used by the Nature Conservancy to ensure that this is accomplished is by assisting with the establishment of protected areas to conserve biodiversity.
Bahamas National Trust is mandated to manage all national parks in the country and also to manage and preserve our resources. On Andros, we noticed that Andros has the largest supply of natural natural resources for the country. So we work in conjunction with the Nature Conservancy and other NGOs on Andros to preserve Andros.
On the west side of Andros, there are a number of small islands, estuaries, tidal creeks, and wetlands that create a variety of habitats rich with life. Estuaries, for example, are important nursery and foraging habitat for many species such as large populations of hawksbill, loggerhead, and green turtles, flamingos, which feed in both the northwestern and southern creeks of Andros, and the Andros rock iguana.
Since 2006, the Conservancy has been working with the Bahamas National Trust, Andros Conservancy and Trust, Nature's Hope for South Andros, the Department of Marine Resources, and the Kersner Marine Foundation to promote the expansion of the existing Andros Westside National Park. The reason for the expansion is to ensure that critical habitats and wildlife are protected from future threats and to help sustain our quality of life.
As part of the project team's efforts to promote the expansion of the Westside National Park, community members and leaders have been encouraged to view the beauty of the West Side and witness the important ecological features that exist there so that they can understand the significance of the area.
Well, I was very surprised to see the turtles and the birds and also the dolphins.
I recently had an opportunity to travel with Nature Conservancy and tour the west side of Andros, and I must say, in terms of biodiversity and just richness of life in the area, I was very impressed.
Every time I go on the west side, I'm in awe, and I just kind of gaze and dream of, just being amazed by the wonder what we have out there. Known and just happy to know as Androsian that that's Andros and that's ours.
The West Side is not only ecologically important, but it also provides various economic benefits for locals, such as fly fishing, bird watching, sponging, and other opportunities that support the local economy.
One of the key things I think we should continue this program for the parks is the ecotourism. It's very, very bountiful and bringing in cash, tourism, for the community itself. I hear a lot of stories from a lot of guests that I take out. I myself, do a lot of charters to the west side, and I know the beauty, the unspoiledness of it. And a lot of comments I get from a lot of guests is, how beautiful, how green, how healthy the mangroves, turtles and tarpon, and actually how well that would sell throughout the world market.
Andros is one of the very few islands where human threats to biodiversity are still relatively low due to its small population and vast uninhabitable areas. Despite the island's relatively intact marine systems, many have seen signs of deterioration over the years and fear that if persons do not understand the value of their natural resources, that their actions will cause severe impacts to the environment.
When you think of how much mangrove have been destroyed throughout the Bahamas, we realize that we need to protect and get people to understand that without the mangrove, we're losing a whole lot. Not just fish, but we lose crabs, we lose turtles, we lose crawfish, so much sea life, and marine life. But educating our people is really the most important thing in order for it to be protected and preserved.
The Bahamas government recognizes that we must act now in order to meet the challenges that face global diversity, such as natural and human impacts to the environment. Measures have been taken to conserve, protect, and sustainably utilize the priceless natural resources that support our way of life.
Under an initiative known as the Caribbean Challenge, the government of the Bahamas has committed to protecting 20% of nearshore marine resources by 2020 in an effort to protect and preserve biodiversity. So along those lines, we are in full support of any initiative that offers protection to the west side of Andros.
The Nature Conservancy, the Bahamas National Trust, and other project partners will continue to work with Bahamians with the hope of enhancing their appreciation of our natural resources and altering their perceptions and attitudes of the environment toward a more positive direction. It is crucial for Bahamians to know what natural treasures exist here in the Bahamas and to understand how the health of these resources has an ultimate effect on our daily lives.
Well, I would like to encourage persons who have never been to the west side of Andros to make a special effort to go and see what we have to offer. It's nowhere else in the world as unique as in our backyard in Andros. And I would like for those of us who are more senior to educate our younger children who are growing up so that they will learn to preserve what we have for our future generations.